right. Here we go.
Doing a little Sinner's Breakdown for the end of the year. It's our top 10 movies from 2025.
That's right.
You might want to go to those trusted critics for your top 10 lists of the year, but some like it unauthorized. And I'm Jay Brooks Young.
And I'm Zach Domes.
It's been a great year for film. Cue the music, John.
Johnny Cash. Whose idea was this again?
That was yours.
I know. Don't remember.
You love the lists. Everyone loves the lists.
Everyone loves the lists. Everyone loves the lists.
I get it. We'll appease the people. We've taken time out of our little project of watching older films to talk about some of the new releases this year. We had episodes on Materialists, Eddington, One Battle After Another, and Begonia.
That's right.
Because it's in a way, that's what this is about. It's like, what can film be right now? We look to the past, and we keep up to date with what's happening today.
Right. Coming up, Marty Supreme.
And Marty Supreme, that episode came out just last week.
That's right.
Yeah. So, should we get into it? Should we start talking movies?
Let's do it. All right. So for 2025, Jay Brooks, what was your number 10 on the top 10?
My number 10 movie was Materialists. Directed by Celine Song. Divisive film. And I had a lot of fun this year thinking about this movie. I ended up watching it 3 different times. It really just stuck with me. It made me think, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right. You did a couple shorts for TikTok, YouTube stories you shared with us. You had a lot of good thoughts. And I think you kind of felt like people didn't appreciate the subtleties that film had within it. They were kind of expecting something, and it was doing something different, defying their expectations.
Yeah, everyone had an idea of what that film was doing, and I do think there was left open for you to be unsure. You know, I think she's a tricky filmmaker and playwright and all those things, but. You know, go back to that one. If it wasn't your cup of tea the first time, it's got interesting stuff going on.
I like to hear it. Nice. Good pick. All right. So top 10 for me. And this one's a tough one, because I did just see it yesterday, actually, but I really enjoyed it. And I think that it will live with me. I think that it will, stick with me. So I'm going to include it at 10, and that's No Other Choice.
From Park Chan-wook.
That's right. Old boy.
Yeah.
Old boy director. I can't believe he's still making movies. And, when I first saw Old Boy, I thought I appreciated what he was doing there, but it was extreme. There's a lot going on. But with No Other Choice, I just felt like the level of different things going on all at once, the kind of piecing things together in a very kind of, I don't know what you call it, kind of methodical way. And how the whole thing is just suspenseful and surprising, unexpected the whole way through. What an entertaining film.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. There was so much to chew on. So inventive visually. Mm-hmm. There are a couple films like that where they really create a whole world and you feel like anything could happen. Mm-hmm. You know? Like there was nothing that Park was going to dream up that he wasn't going to put in the film.
No.
And that's just exciting when you're on a ride and you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And it's one of those films that fits today. Our like anxiety about the job market, where capitalism is and all these things.
AI being another theme that he hits at, that Eddington did and others. So yeah. Great film. All right.
That's a good choice.
Thank you. Number 9.
Number 9 for me is going to be Marty Supreme.
Marty.
From Josh Safdie.
Nice.
We just talked about it, but I mean, it was one of the best sort of thrill rides of this year, and there's a lot to chew on thematically as well. Incredible performances, incredible casting. He's making movies the right way. This was the big budget level up for old Josh, but, he delivered. People went out to see it, and maybe Timmy will get that Oscar. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. If he gets the Oscar, I feel like, Emma Stone is something that he could follow up with getting a possible second, because he's got a lot of energy in him. He's got a lot more to go on. I feel like if he gets the Oscar, I feel like he's someone who could end up with 2 potentially in his lifetime.
He might kind of break the mold, at least for the men. We haven't seen something quite like that in a while.
No, we haven't. But he has some tough competition as well.
Yes.
This year, so we'll see. All right, number 9. This is getting tough at this point, isn't it? We've seen so many, but
yeah.
I'm going to go with Begonia for number 9. I loved Begonia. I think that I've learned in retrospect that I may have rated it a bit harshly at first, and I've kind of gone back on that a little bit. But for all of its amazing acting, of course, Plemons and Stone, it just lacked a little bit for me in writing, which is why it finds its place in 9 and not slightly higher. But well deserving of top 10 for me. So
yeah, Yorgos. I mean, we've been fans of him, but this was a fun, not departure, but reimagination of his style a little bit, teaming up with that screenwriter that adapted this.
Yeah.
So
the screenwriter for The Menu.
Yeah.
So he was trying things out, and I appreciated that. I actually think that to me is why that's what it is. His partnership with him, for me, is what kind of weakened that film to some degree, but my own personal preference.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. So, but moving on to number 8.
Yeah, we'll keep banging these out.
Yeah.
Number 8 for me, coming from Brazil, is The Secret Agent.
Secret Agent. And that's one that I have not seen yet, so.
Yeah, from Kleber Mendoza Filho. This was another film that was incredibly cast, with so many people that look like they were literally pulled out of the 70s. It's this interesting slow burn film that takes you on a journey through all the kind of emotions, the anxieties and paranoia of living in the kind of fascist state that Brazil was under at that time, with a tie into today and how we kind of are able to understand and contextualize that history. I mean, this film plays with genre and the types of films that came before, and thinks about how does that affect how we think about history? How does that stand in for it? And how can that help us? It's you can kind of go through a journey of thoughts just watching this film, and it's really just expertly crafted, and it looks beautiful throughout, and that Wagner Moura performance is really, really good as well. So yeah, it definitely stood out for me and gets to number 8.
I look forward to watching that one. It's a good choice. Number 8. I went with Eddington for this one. Mr. Joaquin Phoenix. When it first came out, I thought it was, this was before One Battle After Another and Marty Supreme and stuff like that. So, but I loved what he was doing here. I mean, I was a fan of Beau is Afraid, and I love the kind of trajectory of Astor's work. I love that he's getting more complicated. He's taking more risks. Is this film perfect? No, but I think it's one that we'll look back on in the years to come. And my guess is kind of become a little more amazed at what he did do. Yeah. And I think right now it's just a little too close to home, which is why it was so controversial. But I loved that. I love that aspect of it. If he was not afraid to just put turn culture and turn this moment back on us completely without holding anything back. And it was just so unexpected, many parts of it. Yeah. You did not know it was going to happen. You did not know a plane full of Antifa was going to fly into the film. This is perfect because my number 7 is Eddington. Number 7. So I'll just piggyback Nice.
right off of that. Yeah, this is even more than One Battle or a couple of these other films. This is really confronting us to think about how we've gotten to this moment of political polarization and disconnect through like social media and the stuff that how that, affects our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a strange film to do that and kind of journey into satire and get really ridiculous and still really just like hit you deep in your gut. Like, no, this is what it feels like, unfortunately. Like, that's pretty fantastic. And to make it a big, weird, big budget film, I hope he keeps getting money to make his very weird films like this, because they do feel like things we'll keep going back to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of all to be the director who people love, but then when they go to watch a movie, they're like upset, like deeply upset. And yet they'll be like, I'm still going to go to the next movie he makes. As upset as he's going to make me, I'm ready for it. So to have that to have created that sort of persona as a director. Yeah. Now 2 movies that are very long and difficult to watch in many ways. He still has a huge fan base.
Yeah. He reminds me a little bit, just popped into my mind, of like Pedro Almodovar, because he was making such weird kind of transgressive films in the 80s and 90s that were at like the top of the box office in Spain and pretty big internationally. And I feel like people had that same relationship of like, they felt weird. They felt uneasy walking out of those films because he tackled really difficult things relating to like sex and relationships and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people kept coming back, because they stuck in their minds.
Yeah. Still interested to see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So for number 7, for me, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And I've gone back and forth on this one a lot, to be honest. But what sticks with me is the creativity of what she's doing, the way that she scripts in a character that you never see and is yet the sort of cause of the anxiety. And it becomes the kind of turning point in the end. I loved that experience, and I loved how she, as a new director, was able to pull that off. It has those elements of parenting and parenthood
or not new director, because she did have one debut, but this was
right.
a total
kind of first major feature.
Yeah. New style and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And it hadn't been a little while since she had made that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was cool to see a female directed, female protagonist with that anxiety wave, that kind of anxiety code that we've been talking about, that the Safdie brothers have, and of course, Astor and others. So, I mean, I was looking at this list and I was like, is every single film, I mean, so far, all 4 of mine are these anxious thriller films, but this is one that's female directed, about a mother, and just that, like, that absence of the child character the entire time was really fascinating. And if I had heard the concept of that film, like, told to me on paper, I think I wouldn't have believed it. I think part of me would have been like, there's no way you can pull that off, but it works somehow. And then of course, Conan O'Brien stepping up to really deliver. And I wonder what he'll do next. So yeah.
Yeah. I did really appreciate that film. There were elements, the ASAP Rocky, some of these supporting characters that felt a little silly and kind of tossed off. But, Rose Byrne is incredible in that film, and it resonates, it's impossible not to feel anxious and like totally locked in with her watching that film. So that's a real success for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm very excited to see what else she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So number 6.
Number 6 for me is going to be On Becoming a Guinea Fowl. Kind of an edge case, one of these international films that debuted at festivals in 24, but I got to see it in 25. And It blew me away. It left me just thinking about it, stuck in my head for a long time after watching it. It's directed by Rongano Nyoni, and in Zambia, takes place in Zambia. And I mean, it's tackling from this kind of immigrant perspective, because the main character has moved away from her family and her country, and she's coming back, but it's tackling these complicated feelings of what you inherit from your family, these traditions that are deeply ingrained in that culture that you come from, and what's valuable from that, how you can tap into that and use that and let that guide you, despite the ways that it has fallen short in helping certain people. And it's a film that really focuses on the experiences of these women in this culture in Zambia. And yeah, I just thought it was terrific, and I really had never seen anything like it, Mm-hmm. So it stayed with me the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I would say that the cinematography on that film was incredible. It's just a simple drama, and a lot of times the camera movement and the blocking is simple. It kind of reminded me of an older film, but in a good way. Mm-hmm. A lot of great tracking shots, filling the frame with great composition to properly at times show the whole group of women, if that was the case, or those close-ups. Just the way that the director and the cinematographer were able to establish those scenes was amazing.
Yeah, it's really incredible performances. It feels totally true to life. It feels like you're watching a documentary, especially in those bigger group scenes of all these women, all these people like talking about, what's going on within their family, their community.
And that ending.
Yeah.
Just leaving you with sort of a picture of all of them together. Very communal, very powerful. That's a good choice. Making me rethink my list now. I'm just kidding. Number 6, I got Sentimental Value on here.
Hello.
Joachim Trier.
Joachim Trier, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Joachim. He is an amazing director. Worst Person in the World, of course. The previous film of his.
A recent classic.
He's a devastating director. And I feel like with Sentimental Value, here you have a title that's like an obvious title, and one that really is very appropriate for the director. But it doesn't necessarily reach the same depths as his previous films have. And instead, what he's doing here is he's doing a wider picture of a whole family, of a house. And you're not, I mean, in a previous film of his, was it Oslo?
August 31st.
Yeah, which is a film about somebody who is struggling with whether or not to commit suicide, which is a very close-up picture of somebody who's very depressed. So it's extremely personal, extremely close-up. And here, it's the opposite. It's very wide, very broad. So you're not going to have that same kind of depth into the emotional landscape of a single person.
Yeah.
You instead have that wider picture. And I'm still sitting with it, but it impacted me. And it there's a scene with sisters chatting, and it can become very, very emotional in that moment. And then you have these long stretches of sort of an actress working with a director, and it's questionable how much time he takes in those scenes. Did he have to go through that much in the film? But overall, I felt like it was really impactful, incredibly beautiful, and well acted. Is this a nominee, potentially, the main actress there?
Yeah. And as well as Stellan and the sister might get a Best Supporting as well.
Yeah. So phenomenal film.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a phenomenal film. His attention to detail in dialogue, in casting. I mean, this is a film in part about making films. And I love that kind of commentary about what's the reality of the film, And he tries to cast an American in his film, and it just doesn't feel right. And that's kind of reflected in the casting of Sentimental Value itself.
That's great.
Yeah. He's getting at a lot of interesting stuff in this one.
Yeah, it's more. In that way, it's more personal for as a director.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's autobiographical to some degree. It's probably things that he experiences as that director.
Yeah. He comes from a family that was in film as well, so all that stuff plays in, and it's interesting. It's all interesting to consider.
Yeah,
but we're gonna move into our top fives now, and number 5 for me was The Phoenician Scheme.
Ooh.
Wes Anderson. Back again.
Wow.
This one has kind of just fallen to the wayside at the end of the year here for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But he just keeps cranking out incredibly, perfectly crafted, tableaus.
Yeah, I compared it. The other day I said to you, I compared it to like those books the pop-up books.
Mm-hmm.
They're intricately designed books. They're beautiful, but you see one and then suddenly the next one you're like, yeah, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
There's that sense of how stylized it is that you feel there's some kind of exhaustion. And just to say, I think I had that happen and then I've now passed through that. And now I reappreciate pop-up books, you can say. Like I see him for what he's doing, and it's kind of like, oh, so here's a director that discovered his own style, and he's sticking to it, and he's consistent with it, and he's really good at it. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal? I mean, you know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, this painter is just doing the same style. It's like, yeah, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, they explore different relationship dynamics, different feelings each time, and that central relationship between the father and the daughter. And this one really hit me hard. This thing of them being these sort of disaffected characters in their own ways and having to worry so much about their own lives and what was going on, and then being able to sort of recognize each other by the end and have some sort of connection in their own way. It was just incredible, and it's a thrill ride to get to that point through beautiful scenes and witty, fun dialogue, and Michael Cera giving maybe one of the best performances of the year.
Incredible.
So yeah, I have to give it up for Wes. I want him to keep doing it. Don't slow down, because he keeps giving us insanely detailed films like this.
Agreed. Yeah, when Michael Cera changes his character partway through, when he reveals his and he's able to shift, unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah. He seems like such a kind of laid back guy, and yet he has such range apparently in his acting. So yeah, keep going, Wes. Keep going. I'm gonna put for number 5 a movie we just recently watched, The Mastermind.
Ooh.
Here's an anxious film that's not adrenaline.
Yeah.
Not a lot of adrenaline, but still about a guy making poor decisions for his life. It's like an ambient Marty Supreme or something like
ambient.
He's destined to be a art collector. Just give him a chance. Just give him a chance, and he's got to get there somehow. One way to do it is to steal the art that he collects. But I love Kelly Reichardt, and I think that she's. I said this to you. She's always including so much in every frame, as it doesn't seem obvious that's what she's doing, but you can tell she is when you sit with it long enough. And then there's this feeling of like, there's so much more that I'm not even seeing. And I love I love films like that. There's a richness to it. It's really like looking at great art, because you're like, wow, I like it. I appreciate it. And there's so much more going on here than I can even pick up on. But from what I did and what I did see in the film, and
I totally agree. Yeah. I think some people walked away feeling like it was a slight film. It was like this simple story about a loser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
But absolutely, there is well-considered detail in every moment.
Yeah.
In how they stack up.
Yeah.
And tell this story of a family, an era, politics in a way that feel like they relate to right now. It is really incredible. Now I'm questioning my list.
Well, that's why it's collaborative. That's why it's collaborative here.
Yeah.
Number 4.
But no, number 4 for me, it was just an accident.
It was just an accident.
Jafar Panahi. I haven't seen any of his films yet. I know he became very big on the international stage when Iran put a ban on him making films a little more than a decade ago, and he made his response to that. This is not a film, kind of poking at them, saying, I'm not making a film, and then, releasing it to the festivals. And since then, he's continued to risk, his life for this stuff. He's been jailed. I think he may currently be jailed after making this film.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just those politics that play into what works about the film. It is asking questions that are very, very difficult about, like, how do you process, life after incredible, trauma on the societal scale.
Mm-hmm.
How do we even begin to talk about that, when we bring, the sort of the PTSD and things from dealing with that into our lives, and the way that people have to, in this film, negotiate, what are we going to do? What decisions are we going to make? Because we have to make a decision right now. That's incredible. It's really great, just dramaturgy, and really makes you think. Yeah.
And it's a matter of whether or not, in response to the brutality that the regime has, are we going to retaliate using the same thing, using the master's tools against the master. And then if you don't, and it's, you kind of, that ending and the way it kind of sits with you in the end there, if you don't, and you do try to choose that more moral path, you then have to live with that repercussion of kind of accepting accepting that path of being with the trauma, working through it, processing it, and ultimately not deciding to respond in the way that the violence was done to you. So I think, that for me was also such a good film that it was my top 4, or my number 4 as well. Number 4, and I think we should mention, because I just saw the news today, Iran's regime killed hundreds of people in a protest. I think some doctor said there was 200 people killed in a protest at the Iran. Yeah.
Wow.
So the Iran's regime and this director and what he's doing, there needs to be more talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a case where movies can kind of be a flare, out from the situation for people to take notice.
Yeah.
It's, it's a little silly making a ranking and saying, 4th best of the year
right,
for a film like this. But, no, just if you haven't seen this, go see it. It's definitely one of the most important films of this year, I feel.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, now you're making me question it again. Number 3.
Number 3 for me, Begonia.
Boogie.
Yorgos continuing to make me think, because Poor Things was probably my favorite of the year that came out. And still he is delivering films that, ask unresolvable questions. Is the gulf between the regular people and this wealthy elite, too wide to bridge?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do with that? And the way that is, teased out and approached through this sci-fi lens feels just totally apt to me, because it's kind of hard to grasp these things. And a metaphor like this of those rich people are aliens, feels appropriate. It feels useful to processing the world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like this one is one we're going to be thinking about for a long time.
Yeah, it's true. If the elite found a way to not need the rest of humankind, what would they do on the furthest extreme there? Would they just turn us all off? They just turn us all off, just kill the switch. It makes you wonder. Well, it doesn't make you wonder. The hypothetical is very easy to see, and there he shows it to you. So, yeah, great film. Number 3. Do you think Begonia will get any nominations at the Oscars?
Well, it looks like Emma has a good chance.
Yeah.
Jesse has an outside chance. But it might get into like screenplay as well, and that might be it.
Adapted.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think it does deserve a little more recognition there. Number 3, I chose Marty Supreme.
Marty.
So we sort of had an opposite thing there. But, I loved it. I love the Safdie brothers. Like I say, I laughed the whole time. But it was also very funny. It wasn't just anxious. It was very funny. There were some subdued moments. There were some like sort of at times just a little bit more reflective, but I loved the nuanced character of Marty. I loved his ambition, but I loved how broken it was and how we're able to see like very clearly why the way in which he's going about it is wrong, but that there's still a redemptive quality to the end when he sort of has a return to the love of the sport itself. And so we did a whole conversation on that we recorded, but for me, number 3.
Great film, yeah, and great ending. Like, I think people are still grappling with that, and they're going to continue to interpret that in different ways.
Yeah, they always make Chalamet cry at the end of a movie, don't they? So
he's one of our great on-screen criers.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So, number 2.
Number 2. What's it going to be?
I know it all comes down to this. I mean, there's only 2. We both of ours will be the same. It's just a matter of which order. And no, I didn't choose for you to go first intentionally, or maybe I did.
Okay, well, here we go.
But you accepted the task. So
yeah. I'm here to take on whatever you put my way. Number 2 is One Battle After Another.
Number 2.
And you know what's coming. But let's talk about this film from Paul Thomas Anderson. It's the film of the year. It's going to win Best Picture.
Right. Best Director. And these are 2 things that he hasn't gotten yet, right?
No.
So yeah, well deserving right there. Give it to him.
Yeah, it's a film. It was just an accident, It is not the most political film of the year, though it is very political for being a big budget, kind of big audience film. Even despite that, it is one of the most affecting films of the year because it is about these family relationships, the father-daughter thing again. And the way that it tells that story is incredible. And it is the most incredible thrill ride of the year, in my opinion. And seeing it in a packed crowd on 70 millimeter was crazy. It's a film that's going to get people energized to care more about movies. And that's really exciting as well. So, yeah.
The casting, Benicio del Toro, the whole thing. Yeah, it's Paul Thomas Anderson's, one of his best films he's done. And it would be so fun to see. It's going to be so fun to see him get awarded for that.
Yeah.
And that's another one we did a whole podcast on. So for sure, go check out what our initial thoughts were on that. But yeah, in retrospect, still a highlight of the year. Now the question is if I chose it as number 2 or number 1.
Wow. Okay. We've got some late decision making, I guess.
No. I'm going to go with what I have here.
Okay.
And that's number 2, Dracula.
From Radu Jude.
I have nothing to say about that movie. Because I'm going to wait for you to say what your number 1 was.
Oh, okay. Well, my number 1 of the year was Dracula. From Radu Jude, the best vampire film of the year.
Ever.
Probably ever. Nosferatu, Dead in the Ditch.
That's right.
No, that's
advertisements. Overlapping.
Oh my God.
Come see Nosferatu for only $9.99.
I mean, we fell in love with Radu when we watched, don't expect too much from the end of the world. But he really is one of the most astute thinkers that we have, making movies. And I haven't seen anyone else tackle AI the way that he is in this film. Tackle kind of IP, like copyright media, stuff that we've been living with. And now the way that AI is kind of bearing down on movies as something that might just take them over, suck their blood and take their place in a sense. Not literally, but this is a guy who is, saying this stuff with his chest, like you've been leaning too much on CGI and you've made this possible where AI threatens so many people's jobs and threatens to kind of dumb down this stuff when we need this art to, process what's going on in the world, and we need people to pour themselves into that. It's not going to come from some algorithm that's just scraping, stuff people have already made and regurgitating it for us. It's a difficult film, but he continues to be so inventive, so interesting, time after time. We also saw Continental 25 this year, it's worth saying, which will probably come out in the US in 2026. But he's just incredible, I want to see every single thing that he does from here on out. So Dracula's got to be number one of the year for me.
I love it. Yeah, and it's like, the other thing is, and I was saying this to you earlier, he's using iPhone to capture a lot of the scenes because the sound is being recorded just fine, right? Everything's being picked up. If it's a long shot with an iPhone and it's like very fuzzy because it's zoomed in with an iPhone, it's still, the sound quality's fine. Mm-hmm. So they've got the boom mics, they've got the lav mics, whatever they need to do to pick that up. And that's great. The acting is great. He's working with the same actors that he had worked with previously, and they're all phenomenal. They're very good with like on the street scenes where there's distractions, and yet they're sticking to their characters. They're sticking to I don't know if it's lines written for them or just the premise of what they need to talk about, but it feels real. It feels lively and alive, even though you've just got an iPhone it's shooting with, interspersed with, in this case, funky AI creations. And it's just to say that, and he, if you get rid of the big camera, you get rid of the big crew, and you're gesturing with iPhone, you can shoot quicker, you can shoot faster. That's one of the reasons why his, comparison to Godard is made, because he can shoot so fast, so quick. Continental 25 had in it like a preview for a movie that had come out only a couple months prior. This was a film that was at a festival, had been edited together quickly, and yet you still feel connected to the film. You still feel like it's never lacking in any way. But there will, of course, be people who say that it lacks for them because it didn't have the right lens and the right camera. So, yeah, fine. If that's what you go to the movies for, to see a movie shot well, then you can go see those movies. There's plenty of movies that are shot super well and aren't very good. There's so many movies like that. And to me, a film, a requirement for a great film is not that it had the best camera and the best lenses. Requirement is acting and what the director puts in it in terms of his fingerprint or their fingerprint, in terms of editing and storytelling or experience. So, and that's what he does here on a crazy scale, satire beyond satire, freaking phenomenal, very hard to describe. So just go and buy it and watch it.
Yeah. Take that ride, folks.
Take that ride. So this is going to be impossible for the algorithm to figure out how to average this out, because my number one is Blue Moon. No. Yeah, I know. It's one battle after another. I had to go with it because...
Well, you've been on a journey with PTA.
I've been on a journey. Yeah.
And I think you talked about that on our episode.
Oh, yeah. Which you could mention again briefly. But yeah, like when the first movie I saw with him wasn't There Will Be Blood or anything prior.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out of the loop for a long time with film stuff. So I went with these friends of mine to go see The Master. And they were jazzed about going to see it. They couldn't wait because of the movie had come out prior, There Will Be Blood. And they came out of the movie theater very upset.
Yeah.
Distraught.
Just, what
was that? Yeah. And I was like, that was unbelievable. That was so amazing. I thought I'd never really seen anything like it at the time. And still today, one of my favorites of his, probably partly because of that. But, yeah, he writes his films, and he's talked about this in interviews, how he has somebody who he sends the screenplays to. And a lot of times the guy will be like, what is this? You can't do that. You can't do that. So he changes a little bit, but not entirely. So you end up with these anti-heroes who win in the end, or just scenes that don't go along with each other entirely. But with One Battle After Another, you can tell that and this is one of the reasons why I was a little unsure whether or not to make it number one on my list. You can tell he wanted this to be the film, like the Oscar. There's a little bit of Oscar.
It had to end on a little sentimental note.
Yeah.
Send you out feeling good.
Yeah. But I think he's had this long career of making movies that are phenomenal and yet don't make the money back on the budget. So he's constantly having to fundraise for these films that he largely does alone. I mean, he creates kind of independently to some degree. So, I give it to him to finally just say, like, okay, I'll end this one sweetly so that that it gets this larger audience.
Yeah, there's still plenty in there, like all of his films that leave you feeling like, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, That's right. Yeah.
Like this mother that betrays her family,
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with that? How do you feel?
Yeah.
Even with the ending, you're still you have to question it a little bit. What's that going to be like living with that for this young girl as she moves into the world in a more real way?
That's true. Even though there's hope, it's the kind of hope where you are like,
it's that bittersweet, living with, what you've inherited.
Yeah.
From these imperfect people, this imperfect world.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. Top 10. I don't think this is going to be, oh, wow, look at this. And I think it's just because yours is first, but the consensus is Dracula, number 1, which has got to be just a random, because both of them are 1.5.
Yeah.
So Dracula, number 1, One Battle After Another. It was just an accident. Begonia, Marty Supreme, Eddington, Phoenician Scheme, Mastermind, On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, and Sentimental Value. That list will change a little bit when we talk about and include our honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
That'll offset that a bit, but not a bad list. Not a bad list, if I do say so myself.
It was a really good year, and it feels like we are going in a good direction with films. That people are making stuff like this, but people are also going and seeing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even as, Netflix buys Warner Brothers and some scary things happen in the industry on a larger scale. Like, there's an audience that they are not going to be able to ignore that wants to see what these really interesting and risk-taking, filmmakers do.
I agree, but I also think that even if there's a company that monopolizes the industry, that just means that there's then a reaction to that. So as bad as that always is, there's at least the freedom to go and do your own thing. And then people will seek that out because they're sick of the same thing. So as much as that would be horrible, and that is definitely terrible, undoing of all the market and everything. At the same time, that just means more retaliation. So
yeah. I had a terrific time going to the movies this year.
We really did. Right. So we should do the honorable mentions.
Just do some shout-outs. Of ones that we didn't talk about. So
yeah,
the first highest for me that we did not mention at all would be Hong Sang-soo. And he had one film in theaters in the U.S. this year by The Stream, which was absolutely terrific, but we both got to see him debut What Does That Nature Say to You at Berlin in the spring of 25, which will probably be coming to theaters in February or something. But both of those films are terrific, well-observed just little minimal films about, relationships between people. They're like shot on iPhones or something. The camera doesn't really move. They're just some scenes playing out. And this is just like kind of a master off doing his own thing, Hong Sang-soo. So definitely like check those out if you get the chance.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. Funny is, when you said funny, I was like reminded of just
the kind of surprises, he's got a mind like a Chekhov or someone for, these funny observations about life.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, hopefully it gets like a decently wide, it's probably not going to get a very wide release, but to some degree, it'd be nice to see.
Yeah, stream these.
Yes, stream them, of course, yeah.
We still need to go back and watch, some of his other many films, but I fell in love seeing both of those this year.
Oh, I wanted to just say that Phoenician Scheme was pretty much the next film for me. It just barely didn't make the list, but I think some other films to mention here are Sinners.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that was a phenomenal film when it came out, and it was the best film of the year when it came out. It was early release, and I think it was under the radar. I don't think it had a huge marketing campaign, really. I had barely heard of it or seen much of it before it came out, but phenomenal theater experience. Linklater, maybe someone else to mention, who came out with 2 films this year, Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague. Has Blue Moon been released?
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So both those films, both period pieces, Nouvelle Vague dealing with of course, French New Wave, and
the making of Breathless.
The making of Godard's first film. The casting in that is incredible. The lookalike actors is really fun, and just his way of his quirky style of directing and his quirky self, he puts that in there a lot. It's a very charming depiction of that time, and it's not exactly accurate, but I don't think that's what he's going for. He's going for some level of accuracy, but then a good level of play as well. So
yeah, and Blue Moon, it has stuck with me because there's that kind of depiction of the thin line between like creativity and, what it's worth putting up with from an artist versus like irrelevancy and self-indulgence, and when are you in your prime and when has the world passed you by? How do you even process that? That was a very interesting, subject to make a film about.
It was, and Ethan Hawke pulls that character off incredibly well, really well acted. Mm-hmm. And it's, is it called a chamber film, right? It's all in the same room. So
yeah,
to pull off that kind of film is, I don't think, an easy thing to do, because one could get bored potentially very quickly and easily, but not with this. That little jazz music, or the little music the guy's playing on the piano the whole time, accompanying this lyricist, kind of go on, very pontificating in his own way, in the way you might imagine a great lyricist would, kind of always saying these witty little things, and then contrasting that or complementing that with that bartender who has these little moments of more masculinity as a backdrop of kind of I think that's a little too much for me, and get off my bar and stuff like that.
Yeah. That central character is one of the most well-realized characters that we saw this year.
Yeah.
I would also throw out 28 Years Later. I know the sequel is already coming out, and we'll see how that lives up to this film, but it was a fresh take on this kind of zombie genre film, but then it had one of the most emotionally affecting climaxes of anything this year, and found something very real in, like, how do you grieve and process someone's passing, in a way that just you don't see in a lot of just fun genre films. So that was a fun one from Danny Boyle.
It was, and they then immediately shot another film as a sequel to that they're coming out with this year, Bone Temple. So it must have had an surge of inspiration here, and so they and enough to make a 2-part thing and not one film.
Two, maybe 3.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm gonna throw out Peter Hujar's Day as well.
Yeah,
which is another one of these like portraits of an artist that I just found so special. I mean, we spent a lot of time thinking about the time period that Peter Hujar was taking these photos in the 70s, but it's great to zero in kind of in a Hamnet way of like, think about what's the life outside of the art, what happens in between, these things that we get to see being made. That film I really, really appreciated from Ira Sachs.
Yeah, no, it's good, and it's shot so beautifully. Really, the camera work and the cinematography feels very much of that time too. Yeah, very beautiful film. We've mentioned several female directors. We had several in our top 10s. I do want to shout out Sorry Baby, which was the first film by
Ava Victor.
Yeah, up and coming. And she acted and wrote in it and everything too. And I thought that was a very good first project of hers that I appreciated. And I think I've appreciated it a little more in retrospect. Yeah. But I was really liking what she was doing there. And then the other one being Hamnet by Chloe Zhao, which I thought was very, very moving. Even though the storyline, it follows very closely a novel, of course, and I didn't read that novel, but very affecting, very powerful performances, even though there's an exaggeration to it, potentially. There's a bit of a, overacting, potentially, but pretty profound in some of the places that it does go.
Yeah, some of the best scenes of the year, and they're not the big ones. They're the quiet ones of just like Jessie Buckley and what's his face, Mr. William Shakespeare.
Yeah, Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal,
yeah.
Just connecting on a very intimate level.
Well, she did this thing. What I really appreciated with Hamnet was, and again, I went back and forth on it. It may have almost gotten my top 10, but one of the things I appreciated was there are these moments of a wide static shot. And she lets the actors almost improv their interaction with each other. Because there's not a lot of dialogue. But there's just I'm thinking of one moment in the kitchen. And there's just like this, and they almost fall out of the frame for a moment. It feels very, like we're witnessing something from a neutral standpoint. So we're there with them in that room.
Yeah. And it's honestly what I want more from films in general.
Yeah.
Like reverse shot can feel very sort of deadened. Whereas this, you get full body experience of, these actors in the room reacting to each other, which says, is able to say so much more than just like looking at one person.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot going on in that film, and maybe I'll go back to it and see something more there. But a beautiful film. Did you say Weapons in your top 10?
No, we both had it in our 20 though.
Yeah. I think an honorable mention could go to Weapons.
Definitely one of the most fun movie-going experiences.
Yeah.
And the crowd, you just have to appreciate when a film can really hold a crowd's attention and just like surprise them the whole way through. Like people were really reacting in the theater.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about fun experience in the theater, you might as well mention F1.
Did you see that?
I did. I went to see it. I was going for many weeks in a row. I was going just to see whatever was playing. The $5 Tuesdays.
Yeah.
F1 was one of those, that front row. In a theater that isn't necessarily like a bad experience if you're sitting in the front row. It's big, but not like too big.
Yeah.
A friend of mine went, and it's a blast. I will say it's an absolute blast. Is it one for the books, one to remember for all time? who knows? But fun, no doubt.
Fun. Maybe fun's not the word for caught by the tides. But, you know, it's stuff you'll never see anywhere else, like this film that's been compiled from footage taken over 30-some years from these different films that the director Jia Zhengke has made throughout his career. You know, it's stuff that literally can't be recreated. You're seeing these images from the 2000s and from this dam being demolished or built or whatever in China and you know, in the middle of the decade. And
right.
It tells an interesting kind of metaphorical story about, you know, what's been going on with the Chinese people and where they're going potentially. But it's beautiful and it's unlike anything else that came out this year.
That's good. What a year. 2025. It's been a crazy year. I'm writing a little something, and I start off with realizing that this year did not start well, right? Politically speaking, not well at all. So we're all living in this sort of rerun that no one wanted to ever see in the first place, except for a small, a small, loud group of people that apparently love reruns. Reruns of, this is an audience that reruns Cops, shows like that.
Mm-hmm. Ice Road Truckers.
Exactly. Yeah, Ice Road Truckers.
It's a good show, but, watch some other things too. No, we've been trying to learn about the history of film. So we made this list that we decided we would both go through and watch every film on it in a chronological order, to do a little, self-taught, survey of where film was and how we got to this moment. And we're in the 70s now, of course, what we usually do on the podcast is talk about films from the year that we're currently in. But we figured, why leave it at 485 when you can make that an even 500? That's a fun number for your list about the history of film. So we're gonna go down this list we've made of potential things to add to the list.
Let's do it. And so this means we're talking about films that we've mostly never seen, though I have seen a few on here, but Jay Brooks will probably be doing some research on the fly. I think you've done a little bit of research here, but we'll do our best to select from what we know of these films. This is in alphabetical order, and this may get a little wacky. I don't know if this worked entirely perfectly, but we will find out. The first film on here, A Moment of Innocence. Is that Scorsese?
That's not. You're thinking of, what's that? The Age of Innocence.
Ooh.
It's an Iranian film, I believe. Very, very highly rated. I think that's one of the highest rated films on Letterboxd.
Oh, wow.
Kind of one of these sort of docu-dramas about an injustice.
Is it more in the docu side of things?
I think so. I have it labeled as documentary in my notes.
Okay, so when you were looking at that, were you thinking, that it was interesting enough to be for sure added into that 15, or was it a maybe?
It's probably, it would be fun to get more Iranian stuff in there. It's probably a maybe.
Okay. I like it. A Special Day.
A Special Day is this is not going to be fun because these go by,
I know, after
by English.
After this, I think it'll be more, we'll be flying after this one.
Oh, this is an Italian film, A Special Day, starring our guy Marcello Mastroianni.
Right.
This is another super highly rated one.
What year?
From 1977. So
Okay.
it's about an older couple, but it's set in 1938 Rome.
Yeah.
When Hitler is coming to Rome to visit.
Fascinating. Who directed it? Do we know?
Ettore Scola.
Okay.
A lesser known Italian director.
I think that might be another maybe.
Yeah. It looks incredible. I think someone I followed, or a couple people watched it pretty recently, and people seem to appreciate it.
There's just so many on this list to go through. No, I think we're getting somewhere here. Akira.
Yes.
So the thing I say about Akira is you have anime because you might not have anime if you didn't include Miyazaki.
Well, we had to because we made the list, making sure that every film from the Sight and Sound 2022 was on there. There are a couple Miyazakis on there. There's also, what's it called? The Fireflies.
Yes, the Grave of the Fireflies.
The what?
Grave
of the Fireflies is on there as well.
Okay.
So you have anime represented, but Akira feels like one of the most influential and just out there anime films ever made. I think that's going to go in my definitely.
Mm-hmm. Is it connected to a TV show at all, or was it a standalone film? Do we know?
It was a standalone film. This isn't like a Evangelion.
I think it might be one that we add. I think it's to have a little representation for animation and particularly animated.
And this is one, I mean, across a lot of different kinds of lists,
it shows up.
One of those must watches.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, somehow neither of us have gotten to yet.
Yeah, I know. I just got to Evangelion last year, so love it. So we have our first edition. That's fun. Next up, All the President's Men.
Yeah. Hello. It's Alan Pakula. We just watched Clute.
We did.
Which I was bigger on than you.
You were.
But this one, stays in the public consciousness because America was processing Nixon. This impossible to understand thing. Now we have a Watergate every day, it feels like. But at that time, we needed our big movie stars to show us how to feel about Nixon. So for that reason, it's pretty historically significant. I would put it in my maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where it goes. I've definitely seen parts of it a long time ago. Maybe the whole thing, but I don't remember because it's been a while. An Elephant Sitting Still.
You put this on
I did put this on there. This is one that shows up on lists from people who are putting on their lists other very slow, emotionally depth, with full of depth cinema. So things like Tarkovsky, stuff like that. This will appear on lists by people who appreciate those types of directors.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very long. I think it's a fairly long runtime.
Strap me in.
Yeah. The only thing about it is I put it on there just because I've seen people, mention it in list formats, but I have not actually done my due diligence to discover. I've tried to kind of keep myself distance from what it's actually about. It's a very mysterious film to me.
That's fair.
Making it a difficult one, but I'm going to say, because it's a more recent film, I might say definitely for me, giving a little bit of shout out to films shot recently, which I feel like we may, I personally think that'll maybe a struggle for us to do.
Yeah. When I originally made the list, I had the thought of, I'm not going to fill this out for the 2010s, 2020s, because I'm sure there's tons of things worth watching. And when I get there, I can maybe make a new list. I can make that a new project, but that feels like a different thing than exploring film history. So
Right.
my thinking is going to be, delving more into the 20th century, picking these out. But, we're going to come to a consensus here. So if that's one of the ones you definitely want on there, then it'll go in the 15.
I mean, and I'm trusting people. I'm trusting people who I follow and who seem to have really good appreciation for these things. So that's One of Faith. Is that what that one is right there? Autumn Sonata. Do we put
another Bergman?
Yeah.
This is one of his highest rated films.
Later film, right?
It's 78.
Yeah.
Kind of mid-late career.
Do we do it?
Unless you're feeling strongly, this would be kind of a probably not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think you've gotten to it yet, but I just recently watched
Cries and Whispers.
Yeah. The thing is, he's a master, but we have so many of him on the list. It's kind of like, you got to cut it off at some point.
No, I want to see other people represented.
Yeah.
We'll get to it one day.
Beautiful Thing.
This is, refresh my memory, coming of age film, in old England from the 90s.
Same director as the show Normal People.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I appreciated. I liked it, to be honest. I think making a show out of a film, out of a book by Sally Rooney. Now she's had another book of hers adapted into a show. I appreciated it.
Yeah, this is a pretty highly rated film with queer elements. I don't know exactly how those manifest, but it will for me it'll go in the probably not. It's one of those I'd love to get to at some point, but I'm not going to prioritize it for our 15.
That makes sense. This next one, you're going to have to Behind Dirt.
Yeah, I don't know how you Behind Dirt. I think it's
Behind Dirt. Yeah, interesting.
It's German.
Mm-hmm.
Behind Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It means impotent, and it's this very interesting film about disability. From the 70s, that I don't know much about, but comes highly rated, and that, of course, is something underrepresented in cinema. So I would put it maybe.
Yeah, I would too. I think that's one where it feels like get a little appreciation for these films that might be overlooked to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the Waves.
Lars von Trier.
Yeah.
One of his best known.
We do have at least one of his on there. Melancholia.
Yes. This would be early. This would be 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Lars. I really want to see it, but I'm not gonna put it above these other films.
Did you have what is it called? Plainville, or what was that one?
Dogville. I've seen Dogville, so I didn't put it on there.
Okay.
Everyone should watch Dogville for sure.
And what about the one with what's her name? The musician.
The one with Bjork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thought towards that too, and I went Breaking the Waves instead.
And The House that Jack built.
He's got a lot of them.
I'm kidding. Breaking the Waves, probably not, is what you're saying.
Probably not.
Yeah. Colossal Youth.
Did you put this on there?
It's a possibility. Like I said, I got a good number of these I was getting from various people who I trust to some degree. So I don't know a ton about it, but it does look like an interesting take on sort of a retelling or a non-fictional. Yeah.
It's a Pedro Costa film.
Yeah.
As well. In Vonda's Room is on is On Sight and Sound on our list from him. But I think that's the only one.
But yeah, the Letterboxd bio kind of depicts it as a sort of the showcasing the life of somebody sort of on the outskirts of Lisbon.
Yeah,
and what life like that looks like. So could be an interesting one. This could be one that is a surprise.
Yeah, I'm only seeing high ratings for my mutuals.
Yeah, maybe.
This is going to be our first 5-hour episode if we go at this rate.
I mean, we'll see. It's all an experiment. This is something that nobody wants to listen to until you find out they do, and who knows. Next up, The Company of Strangers. No. Well, we can do that, but I'm going on another list here. Next up, I have Crumb. I did just watch it.
You just watched this.
Yeah.
You loved it.
I did.
I really want to see it.
Yeah. Does it deserve to be on the list?
I don't need it to be on the list.
Why was it on here?
What?
Why was it even on here?
What do you mean, what?
I'm kidding. It was on here because it would have been a great one to add potentially, yes. And then I watched it.
And then you decided you had to cram your Criterion Challenge at the end of the year.
Yeah, shout out to the Criterion Challenge, done by a guy named Ben, who has been going on for like several years. So
yeah, that's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. Support the Criterion channel, the Criterion Collection, really, because you can watch anything from the Criterion Collection. And
what's next on there?
Yeah, you might get a film you've never seen. A random.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's good stuff. Next, I have Cure.
Kiyoshi Kurosawa. This is one everyone says you have to watch. I don't know what I feel like it's a recent kind of adoption that this film and his career has had. At least I don't feel like I saw him talked about before. Yeah, he's been making stuff since like the 90s.
Yeah, and he just came out with a new movie, Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a one that I would be willing to get on that list.
Yeah, that's a definitely for me.
All right.
We should add it.
Second one. That leaves us with only 13 remaining. Mm-hmm. Next up, Death of what is it? How do you say that? Yazgird. Death of Yazgird.
Death of Yazgird. You tell me, what is this, Zach?
This is another from the trusted sources. What are we looking at here? Iranian. It's another Iranian film.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an Iranian period piece with a poetic imagery.
Yeah.
Maybe something a little Color of Pomegranates.
Religious looking. Yeah. I'm going to put this as maybe for me.
Sure.
What we're going to have to do is go and do our own little research potentially here, but what we may find out is we get 13 more, and those guys
I have no idea what to think about this. No one that I follow has seen this.
Well, the next one on the list is one that people have seen, and it's one that people love. And even though, let me tell you, even though we have many, and we just added a Kurosawa, a different Kurosawa, we have many other of Akira. Wow, so look at that. We've added Akira.
And we've added
a Kurosawa. And we're about to add another Akira. Kurosawa. Dersu Azala.
I know. This one comes highly rated, and it's a film, I think, unlike anything else that he made.
That's what it sounds like. Maybe Dreams is one. That's odd for him, that he was kind of experimenting a little bit in his later years.
Yeah, but this is like a Siberian drama in color.
Yeah.
Way out in those Siberian.
I mean, I'm curious, and I've been curious for a long time about this, so I would love to see it on the list.
Put it on your definitely. Put it on your Zach definitely.
Ooh, I like that. Next I have, what the heck is this? Eating
Eating Raoul.
Eating Raoul.
This is one, I think I've seen this come up in Criterion Closet episodes about 20 times.
Wow.
People just really like this dark comedy from, was this Spanish? Oh, no, I don't know. I thought it was Spanish. Maybe it's American.
It seems very English. Very American.
I don't know why I thought this was like a Spanish film. But it's
a tasty comedy of bad manners.
It's one I've wanted to see. That being said, it's probably not.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Comedies, you're competing with the likes of people like Billy Wilder and, what's that? Fireman's Ball, things like that. So probably not for Eating Raoul. El Norte up next. Yes, there are things missing here, and we'll get to them.
Okay.
I think there's things in other. We have like 3 different lists, and they're all in different order. We're not. It's in our name. It's unauthorized, so you knew what you were getting into. What I'm currently very upset by is that we're not having the Kurosawa go up there right now. But I'm going to let it go. Because next up to talk about is El Norte. But I think I put this on there.
I think so.
I have nothing to say except that I think it's probably a maybe. I don't even think it's that. I think it's probably not. I think like if I'm going based on trusted sources, this one doesn't pique my interest as much. Now I may be overlooking something, and there's people who would listen to this and go, "What the hell?" and blah blah blah. Well, I'll get to it at some point.
Shot in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. Eternity and a Day.
So we come to the Greek director Theo Angelopoulos. And there are 3 of his films up for consideration here.
Right.
Eternity and a Day, Landscape in the Mist, and the earliest of those is The Traveling Players, which I don't think we have any of his films on the list currently. So if I had to pick one, I would probably go The Traveling Players.
I would too, actually. I was going to say that. I was kind of hoping you would say that. So, it's great for me. It's really great.
Hey?
Yeah, Eternity in a Day. I'm going to put as maybe still, because we'll find out whether or not we have room for it.
Sure.
Sure. We're not going to rule it out. We have how many, Hitchcocks, and then this guy's just going to get one. Why? You know what I mean? Unbelievable. What do we have next? As I look for Traveling Players, next we have Eureka.
This is another film you added.
Well, why are you coming at me like that right now? Why are you coming at me? So Eureka is a Japanese film, highly rated, from a lesser-known director, Shinji Ayuma. Long film, the year 2000. One of those films that's probably, because of its runtime and its sort of, I'm going to guess slowness, I have no idea. But for those who have seen it, I think it's highly, highly appreciated. For those who haven't seen it, they don't know what it's even.
They call it Stockholm Syndrome cinema. It's put out 1 onto your Sight and Sound lists, and now it's put Eureka on this list of potential. I'm playing. It might be great. I know nothing about it. I have other horses that I'm pulling for on this list. So
I think this will be one that when we finally watch it, we go, oh, that would have been one. But it would have just been absolutely impossible to know.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about this one. So, and it's going to be fun to look back at all that. Next one, Exotica.
Exotica from Adam Egoyan. It's a film that comes highly rated from people. I don't know. It's one of those like 90s classics. You know, I feel like it doesn't quite have the reputation of something like La Haine, but a lot of people really, really like that film. So it's probably in my definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. We'll place it there. Very good. Farewell, My Concubine. This is one, I mean, this one feels like, what list does it not on besides Sight and Sound?
I guess. No, yeah, people like it.
People say good things about it.
They do.
I think this is one that we may have to add. I think this is one where it's mentioned enough times and loved enough that I think if you didn't have it on the list, it is one that you get that random person that goes, "You don't have Farewell, My Concubine on here?" You know.
I know. Now I will raise the Red Lantern as another Chinese film of about a similar, as far as I know, similar subject matter. That might be the one that we put on there, but...
So are we saying, for now, Farewell, My Concubine is going to be a definitely for me?
I think so, and I think...
And then...
Raise the Red Lantern would be in the definitely for me.
Yeah, because I've heard good things about Red Lantern as well. I don't know where it is on here, though. I'm just watching my mouse not find wherever that film is. Would it be translated differently?
Don't know.
I got it. That's the fun of people watching this are like, it's right there.
They use, for like original title in Letterboxd, they just use the Chinese characters. So I don't know what it would, translate into phonetically.
This is going well. This is going really well. I love it. I think shit shows are fun to watch. A lot of times. I do. You go, what is happening here? They're finding their way. You're rooting for them. That's what people are doing right now. They're rooting for us because we're finding our way. And they're like, we're watching these people. One day this will be, hiccup free and it won't be as fun.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? So anyways, next up, Paul Morrissey's Flesh for Frankenstein.
Just outrageous out there cinema. Of course, Morrissey made a bunch of films with Andy Warhol. But he is an undersung auteur of his own.
Mm-hmm.
And this sounds extremely fun. I think it's going in the maybe for me.
Wow. That turned, to be honest. I was like ready to put that in here definitely, but that makes sense. We have a lot of films left here.
Yeah. I want people to check it out if that sounds fun to you.
Yeah. You do have an alternate list that you have that's like 5 times as long. Good place for it. Potentially. Ganja and Hess.
This I've seen, and it is a terrific film.
Mm-hmm. What was your thought in putting it on here? Or did I put it on here?
You put it on there.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I've gotten to see it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very good. You might be a little vampired out after 2025, though. So
no, I'll watch it for sure at some point. It's on the list. I may watch it as part when we're passing through 1973, but I'm going to put it in the probably not. Next up, Halloween.
You haven't seen it, right?
You know what? I have.
You have.
The only thing is, when I've seen it, it has been in a very distracted setting. Mm-hmm. So I don't, if I'm putting a list of places I've been, I'm not going to put the airport of a place, right? I'm not going to put, yes, I've been to Atlanta because I passed through the airport.
Right.
So Halloween, I have the feel, I have the vibe from the first part of the movie. I kind of know what it looks like, but I don't remember what happens and I can't say I've seen it.
This is a matter of study, and this is one of the most influential films of all time.
Yes.
So it would be in that top tier for me.
It changes things. I will say that it's good to mention. It's the second. It would be the second by Carpenter. The Thing being on here.
That's right.
So I think The Thing is Sight and Sound.
That's right.
So, but this is phenomenal in how it creeps you out. The Thing was phenomenal in how it grossed you out.
Yeah.
So that's definitely for us, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Adding it.
Yeah.
Halloween. Next up, Happy Hour.
Happy Hour, Ryusuke Hamaguchi.
We're big fans. Drive My Car, his most recent.
Evil Does Not Exist.
Yeah. So this is an earlier one from him from 2015. Very long.
Very long. But people love it. People love it.
They do. I do feel like Drive My Car would be on this list, and we both not seen it already, and it was so recent. Yeah. And for that reason, I think we should add it. It's a definitely for me.
Put it in your definitely.
Great. Hard to be a god. It's definitely for me. I've heard great things. It's more of like a Satan Tango, I think, type of thing. But I've heard great things. It's my cup of tea. Definitely for me. And I know that doesn't give you anything to go on.
I know this is one of the recent ones that just like people are like, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. Some people don't love it. Some people don't love it.
I would say put it in your definitelys because you're racking those up and you're going to have to pick between them at some point.
What are you doing to me right now? Next up, in the realm
of the senses. This is a very interesting erotic film out of Japan. Unsimulated sex. Very beautiful and poetic. And I'm just so curious how this would land, because this might be one of my favorite films in the world, or it just might be a film. And it's hard to say.
That's the thing. Most of these are shots in the dark here. So
yeah. So that's going to go in my definitely, unless you feel strongly.
Amazing. It could very well be, but for now, let's place it there. JFK. It's got the same reputation as All the President's Men. It's just like processing this incredible national tragedy from Oliver Stone, and his his mountain of cocaine co-directed it. So keep that in mind. But it's lower. It's not going to be definitely for me. Yeah. I mean, he has these other hits too that people talk about all the time. Natural Born Killers, etc. But, in some sense, to not see one of his on the list is a little interesting, but, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So you said probably not? Is that what we're going with, or maybe?
I'm happy with probably not.
Yeah. Sorry, Stone. Oh, this one, I mean, don't even, no.
What?
I listen, again, I don't know where I'm getting this stuff from. I forget. You know how it is. You're on the internet, you're doing your research, you start falling down deeply this tremendous, beautiful rabbit hole of filmography from the history of all of time, right? And one of the films you discover in that is a film called Lilia Forever. And then one of the things that happens is you go, I know nothing about this. All I know is that it was discovered beneath the pile of rubble that the internet is.
Yes. So this is interesting. I didn't realize this director, Lucas Moodysson, also has another one on our list here, Show Me Love, aka Fucking Them All. And yeah, having two on there that we both kind of grabbed out of the ether makes me want to put one of his on the list.
Okay, that's cool. So let's put this one as a definitely for mine. And then the other one, which was, what's it called?
Is either on there Show Me Love or Fucking Them All.
Fucking Them All is a bit of a strange title, isn't it? But you know what'll happen is when I can't find it right now. And again, people are like, "You idiot! It's right there. It's right there." But when it comes up, I'll move it to the definitely for yours. So next up, Incendies.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just put this on there because it's super highly rated.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen it. I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm curious about early Denis. I haven't.
Do we have any other Denis on the list already?
No, because we're familiar with him, you know?
Yeah. I would support you saying definitely if you wanted to. And the reason is because as much as I love what he's done for the last 3-4 pictures, Arrival maybe being the last superb one that he does when he does his own writing and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see him go back to his original type of filmmaking.
There was like another track he could have gone down.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
To have to now be saying what he was trying to say in various other ways with sci-fi is kind of wild. This is set in the desert, set in the Middle East. Dune has a lot of kind of metaphorical, associations with all that. Go back to that. I think Incendies is insane. It messed me up in a great way. It's wild what it does. And I think it's very, very powerful. I'm surprised at its rating, to be honest. I'm a little surprised. What is it on Letterboxd?
You're surprised at how high it is?
No, I'm surprised how low.
Oh, I mean, I think it's in Letterboxd's top 250.
Oh, I see. Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's where I grabbed it from. No, it's at 36.
Oh, I must have looked at it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I take that back. Perfectly. Yeah, this is one I would highly support you putting in your definitely.
Sure, throw it in my definitely. I'll consider it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And so now that I don't do that. I never do that. I rarely try to boost a film up incredibly because now your expectations are set high. So I'll just peel that back a little bit and say, it's pretty good. You might like it. Okay. Day for Night.
Truffaut. Late Truffaut. It's one of his highest rated films. We've had a lot of Truffaut. I just kind of threw this on here. It's maybe or probably not for me.
I'm going to say definitely.
Okay.
Could you believe it? Would you believe that, though? Just say if you believe that or not, that I would have said definitely on this.
I don't know. How many more Truffauts have you watched? I think have you watched?
Shoot the Pianist.
Uh-huh.
Or 100 Blows and Jim and Jules.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying to catch up with more of his.
This would be our third. On the list. On the list.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm putting it in my definitely, and I know that you're very upset with me now. Okay, Comrade, almost a love story. Comrades, almost a love story. This is a film by Peter Chan Ho Sun, a Hong Kong filmmaker. This is one of those ones you find when you dig a bit, and then where you find at the bottom of that digging is people who love it.
Mm-hmm. I would be very curious because this is like Hong Kong, right? This isn't mainland,
right? China.
So,
about a person who is apparently arriving in Hong Kong from China.
We love Wong Kar-wai.
We do.
There was a lot of interesting stuff happening in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Cinema at that time.
What is this, like a Hong Kong New Wave or something?
It's probably in there.
Something like that. Just a matter of, are we doing maybe? I'd hate to, I got a lot of definitelys and I would I would, you know.
It's a maybe for me. I mean, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, maybe it is. Next up, Das Boot.
Das Boot. One of the highest rated films on Letterboxd. I don't know. It's a fucking submarine. Why do I fucking care?
I don't know.
It's a maybe or probably not for me.
I mean, this is the director of... Can I just say a couple of the films that he's done?
Please.
Perfect Storm.
That's a film.
That is a film. Air Force One.
That's a film.
It is another film. The Never-Ending Story. Listen. Respect, okay? Going on my probably not. If I'm making people mad with that, so be it.
I have one mutual that gave it half a star, so I feel okay.
Perfect Storm was probably my favorite film when I saw it when I was 10. So, you know, I haven't seen that film in a long time. Dead Man's Letters.
Who's writing? That's the question.
Who's writing?
The letters.
I know. Well, it's got to be the people who died in the fallout. This is an apocalyptic movie, very experimental sounding. And is it Soviet? Yeah, Soviet. This is like the dark side of Tarkovsky sort of thing. This thing looks wild to me. A lot of the stills that you will see from it look like people wearing masks with like sort of long tubes connected for them to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
The cover looks insane. The description sounds insane. This is a film you're uncovering, dusting off from 1980s Soviet Union. This is one that I would love to see. Is it supposed to be on this list? I don't know.
It's a maybe for me.
I have too many in my definitely. Sadly. Maybe. What did I have here? What's this one? I can't read it. Madorbi? Mabarosi. Love this director. Hiroyuki Koreeda. He did Monster and Shoplifters. I also recently saw Afterlife, which he did back in 1998, which was a fantastic way to showcase like a vision of the afterlife. What he does in the very beginning is he kind of takes what it seems like he's doing is he's asking the actors to tell real stories from their lives, so it feels almost mundanely beautiful. Because you're like, they're just saying like, Mom, yeah, I remember when my mom was cooking in the kitchen and I used to run and hide or whatever. And it seems like it's a real event from their real life, and yet it's fictional. So I thought that was a brilliant way of doing that.
When was that one from?
1990. Yeah. So this would have come out right before that one. This is an early Koreeda.
I'd be curious. I did put Nobody Knows from 2004 on here as well.
Right. So that's another deliberation. Which one to choose? We should probably do the thing we're doing.
Mabarosi.
Yeah. So I would say, you know what? Nobody Knows is maybe the one to go with here.
More people have seen it.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah. So let's do that.
Did Mom really abandon us? Is the tagline for Nobody Knows.
Oh, gosh. That's close to home. A little close to home. Mom. Nobody Knows.
Yeah. Let's throw it in there.
Let's do it. Mishima.
Mishima from Paul Schrader. Speak very highly of this film.
They do. It's been on my watch list for a very long time.
Very long time.
Is that an ad?
You know, I went through this list and I couldn't put it in my definitelys.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm going to. I gotta get some Schrader on here. I gotta get one.
Well,
it isn't going to be First Reformed.
First Reformed, I think it's on our list because it did not make Sight and Sound.
No,
it might not have. Yeah.
So, hey, I got a lot of thinking to do here, and I know that, and it's going to be okay. We're gonna make our ways through this.
Okay.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. You know, you've already seen it.
I have. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I would be fine if it's not on there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Performance is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
He's going to be all right. La Ceremony?
Yeah, this is a
Chabrol.
A late Chabrol.
We've seen The Good Girls. We've seen Le Beau Serge.
Yeah, but this, he's had a lot of time to change by the time he makes this in the 90s. And it comes highly rated by a lot of my mutuals. But I'm, it's going to be looking from the outside in for me. It's going to be maybe.
Maybe. Who's the actress in this?
Is it a Huppert? Isabelle Huppert?
Yes, she's in it, but so is Bonaire, who's in Vagabond, the main girl in Vagabond.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you said maybe?
Yeah, it's in the maybe for me.
Yeah. Okay. Memories of Murder. Everyone loves him. It's everybody's favorite.
I know. And as time goes on, this is like right up there with Parasite as like maybe his best. Right now it's on the outside looking in for me.
I say we add it.
Put it in your
definitely. Like, do we have Parasites on the list though?
Yeah, of course.
I forgot it was pre-2022.
You'll have to put in your definitely if that's
no,
how you feel.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Miss 45.
Miss 45. So this is an Abel Ferrara, legendary indie director from New York, making weird, gritty crime movies. He just starred in a big role in Marty Supreme. He played the gangster. The Safdies obviously admire him, so they put him in the film. This is going to go in my definitelys because I really want to see one of his films.
I knew it.
Like, what is his deal?
I knew it. And
there were a couple I weighed putting on this list, but that Miss 45 is one of his early ones. So,
what's so interesting is the films that we both appreciate are things like Dracula by Ryder Jude. We really appreciate that. We both really appreciate something like the one that we both chose about the all-girls dorm.
Imagine uniform.
There's
the original.
These crossovers. But when we are forced to try to wonder what we should pick, so you're going for these like really kind of more kind of crazier, kind of out there. And then I've got things like Dead Man's Letters and like
yeah,
sort of more Tarkovsky sense, yeah.
And I just have to kind of go with my gut, like getting into the 70s stuff. The stuff I love is like Pink Flamingos, getting to see Scarecrow in a Garden of Cucumbers, this weird little indie out of New York, and something like a Beau Travail I went and saw. That's obviously like top 10 Sight and Sound. And I came away going like, it's really good. I wouldn't put it anywhere near like top 10 all time. So when it comes to more artsy, I feel like it's going to be a more of a mixed bag for me.
Right.
I want to see the weird, more like exploitation stuff that has risen to people's top of the heap. Yeah.
That's fun. It's fun to think of how we are looking for those various things.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Naked next because look at this. Look at those two together. 45.
That's funny.
Both have like the same cover.
Yeah. I know this. I mean, this is going to be a definitely for me. I know you saw Secrets and Lies.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched any Mike Leigh yet.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how he's not Sight and Sound or anything. It's because he has too many good movies, I guess.
Yeah, Kelly Reichardt is a similar kind of situation. They have a lot of really good movies, but none are anybody's favorite, apparently.
Yeah, so that's definitely for me.
Let's add it. I think it will be a crossover, and I think I'll appreciate it, and I think it's worth putting there anyways. I've had friends see it and
have him represented.
It's a different kind of movie than he usually does, apparently, too. It's a little bit weirder, so should be right up your alley. Man of Marble. Is that the next one?
Man of Marble, sure.
Wajda. So Ashes and Diamonds, Canal.
Yeah.
And is Canal on this list?
No, we did not. Did you go and watch that?
Oh, I see. It was 1957. I never did, but it is on the list, or is on my watch list. But Man of Marble.
It's him in the 70s doing this thing. I certainly would be curious. I mean, it sounds very interesting.
That's a maybe.
It's a maybe.
Motorama.
What's going on here?
This is a strange one. This one is so strange. But I found some people who were all about it. And it's going to give you I honestly think this one would be one that you would like. I think it would be one that you would appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see someone comparing it to Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. A 10-year-old boy gets tired of life with abusive parents and cashes his piggy bank and steals a Mustang.
That sounds, that's tough.
This is one where this is definitely one you're going to watch and say, we should have put it on the list. But for now, probably not.
Probably not. No, you're not. I thought that was leading to you putting it on your definitely.
No.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
Because it's way too much of a shot in the dark for me.
That's true. It
would be a definitely from you, and I don't think you know enough about it at this point to add. So, like I said, when you finally get to it, you're going to be like, what were we doing?
Yeah.
What were we doing? Like I said, you got to root for us. This is unauthorized. You're rooting for us here. You're watching us grow. Like a little film, like a roll of film. We're unrolling. We're unrolling into the history of film.
All right. Wrap it back up.
A little too much.
Unroll too far.
Next up, Perfect Blue. Another anime. Another animation.
A tough one. I finally broke the seal and watched one of these Satoshi Kons because I watched Tokyo Godfathers. It's really good. This is on the outside looking in for me. I don't need it on the list.
I like that phrase you keep using. It's great. Probably not. As great as it probably is. Songs from the Second Floor.
Who's singing?
It's one I've seen.
You've seen it?
I have.
Oh.
But I think that it is so different than anything else that had been done by the time it comes out. Still very different than a lot of things that have been made.
Yeah.
It is one that is just it's utterly bizarre of a film. I don't know. I think I only want to say that it is just doing something so radically different than a lot of these other films that it's worthy of attention.
I'm really curious about him because I've heard him spoken of very highly, Roy Andersson.
Mm-hmm. Also, haven't seen this film in a very long time. I watched it in college. So I only have and I did watch his most recent film he did, A Pigeon Sits on a Branch, and I liked it, and it reminded me of this a lot. So, but I don't know what else to tell you other than it feels like one that does deserve to be on the list, but
we've restricted ourselves.
We have
here, so it probably doesn't make it.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Ritual. Ritual. This is one I added, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is, yes, the Evangelion director.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually put his film Love and Pop on our list, our history.
You did?
Film history list. So it's already on there, yeah. That was one
Well, what do you mean it's already on there?
It's in the 485. Love and Pop is.
Love and Pop is. What was your thought of choosing that over Ritual?
Honestly, I just saw it cited as one of the most interesting early uses of digital photography for 1998.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not even knowing at that point that he was the creator of Evangelion. So just keep that in mind. You know, I'm curious to continue to.
I have the wrong. It's totally the wrong movie that it chose as the image here. But yeah, we'll go with probably not, since that's the case. I think crowd out that space a little much. Yeah. We don't want to do that. Next up, Safe by Todd Haynes.
Todd Haynes.
I have seen it.
Yeah, and for that reason, I couldn't put it in my short list, though it is really high up there, and I have to see it because everything so far that I have seen from him, Carol and May December, I've absolutely loved.
Well, you would get a kick out of I'm Not There as well. Great director, very interesting director, and doesn't come out with a ton of stuff. He's not like super prolific, but the things he does is very Safe. Is a wild film. It's kind of creepy, but probably not is where it goes. Nowhere. You didn't watch this. My friend watched this. Your friend watched it, but I feel like I added it. Maybe.
I think I added it.
Did you? Okay, it was also on my list as well. So that's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, people who I follow love. They like it. They like it a lot.
Greg Araki, interesting kind of outsider director.
Mysterious skin. What do we do? What do we do this?
What do we do?
I think it's a maybe.
It's a maybe. Yeah. There are things I would value more.
Yeah. Fargo?
I put this on there because I'd never seen it.
Yeah, and it's one that you would think would be on the list. What other, did you notice that?
What?
It'd be one that, did you hear that? You didn't notice it? And you look back and you'll hear it. Okay. I said it'd be one that would be on the list, eh?
You said A?
I did.
Oh.
I think it was actually subconscious.
You did it, so unconsciously that it just didn't even register.
Unbelievable. Okay. This is how you know we really... What other Coens do we have on here?
Did they get on Sight and Sound? I don't think they did.
I think they did. They had to have gotten No Country for Old Men on Sight and Sound.
No.
So we have no Coen brothers.
No. I mean, they're one of the directors I've watched the most of, so...
Well, I mean, is... what the heck is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou on the list?
No.
Wow. Well, Fargo it is. Fargo it is. I mean, you gotta have a Coen Brothers film on the list. And if it's gonna be one, if we're gonna choose one, it's gonna be one that one of us hasn't seen yet. Fargo it is. That's just how it is. That's just what you gotta do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a sad, it's something about it's sort of sad because it's gonna crowd out the space for these other films that are kind of underrepresented. Everyone knows about Fargo, but we got to do it.
This is our list. That's the bottom line. This is for us to watch things that we're unfamiliar with.
That's true too, and you haven't seen it.
Well, that's why I'm saying that in agreement.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not that we're obligated, but that this is... Yes, we're going to pick this because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one because, some of these that I've seen and you haven't, and there'll be a time when you get to it. And what'll happen is you'll go, you'll rate it on Letterboxd. You watch it and you rate it. And I go, oh, you watched it. Oh, that's fun. But with this, because it's on the list, it's like a big thing. It's like,
yes,
he's going to watch Fargo today,
So with that said, put Miller's Crossing in. Why is this on there? Because that's the one you haven't seen that I have that I put on. Because it's
fantastic,
good.
Fantastic.
If Fargo's on there, why is this here?
That is 100% true. Okay. Pastoral. To Die in the Country. This is from the filmmaker who I think may have already watched one from on this list. No, we haven't. He's the filmmaker. Oh, there's two from him on this. And I personally would rather have Throw Away Your Books.
Yeah. Put that in your definitely.
Yeah.
I still have to weigh it.
Look at this still from Pastoral.
I know. Put that in your definitely the Throw Away Your Books.
A pastoral to die in the country sort of sounds like 8.5 a little bit.
And a relatively early 8.5 riff.
Yeah.
But Throw Away Your Books, yeah, if we end up putting that on there.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting.
Streetwise. You added this?
I added this and then you went and watched it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I watched it for you to let you know you don't have to put it on the list.
All right.
Let me tell you something, though. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know what camera they're using. It's stunning. I don't know. I wish I knew what film stock and what camera they were using. I probably could look it up. And it's sad, but it's great. It's really great. So add it to your watch list, of course. Mm-hmm. Definitely watch it at some point. Gorgeous film. Right. Gorgeous film. Southern Comfort.
Southern Comfort. So this is a queer classic. This is a documentary about an older trans man and his journey as he's dying of ovarian cancer. So it's one of the highest rated documentaries, queer films out there. I definitely want to get to it at some point, but I'm not going to put it on the list. So
that makes sense. Well, then why is it on here?
Don't do that to that poor man.
I'm not. 100%. Yeah. The Pianist.
The Pianist. You've never seen it?
No.
I've never seen it. Of course, it's the Roman Polanski swan song. It lives in infamy because everyone, hates that Hollywood rallied behind him at this late moment.
I mean, but not just Hollywood, but other film festivals, even to recently. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Is what it is, okay?
It's certainly one that people still say, yeah, it is great, and we like to forget about the controversy and still dive into this stuff to get an idea of why was this a big deal in the moment, All that said, with everything else we're looking at here, it's a maybe or a probably not for me.
Yeah, I saw someone recently say in a review of Rosemary's Baby, so that's how Polanski was born.
Yes.
It's an autobiography.
Yes. He is very, very powerful. He is imbued with cinematic devilry and he's
other. Yeah, is what it is. I have next up Manila in the Claws of Light.
This is, a 70s classic out of the Philippines, I believe.
Do you have Insiang on the list or no? Because I've seen this one mentioned.
No.
Okay. Yeah, this could definitely be one I see being added.
Yeah. This was in my definitely list.
Cool.
We don't maybe we have a later Philippines film on the list that I'm not thinking of, but I would love to see that represented, especially something from the 70s.
Yeah, well, where's Uncle Bomi from? Uncle Bomi?
Thailand or Vietnam.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think he's Thai.
I think so. The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. Again, you're welcome for watching that.
Welcome.
Look, we already have a lot of Cassavetes.
Yeah.
I think we have stronger Cassavetes. And there's a reason why Portrait of, oh no, not Portrait.
A Woman Under the Influence.
There is a reason. I mean, there's a reason why that one does get more attention.
Yeah.
It is that performance she gives is insane. Love Chinese. I love this one. I love everything he does, but you gotta draw a line.
Gotta draw a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is it on here? The Long Goodbye.
This one.
You gotta do it, right?
I'm so torn.
You gotta do it.
I just went on a journey watching a bunch of Altmans this past year because there were retrospectives happening.
And we have Miss Cabe.
We have McCabe. We have Nashville. I don't know if we have more.
We don't have Player. We don't have MASH. Or do we? No, we don't.
MASH not on there. I went and saw that. My own. But
don't have Three Women?
Three Women is on our list
so
as well.
We have three already.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't. It doesn't need to go on there.
Draw the line.
It's just it is on the top of
I
my
know.
alternate watch list.
I'm gonna put maybe then. Because who knows? Who knows? Maybe
we want to roll the dice, maybe.
Exactly.
Pull that out.
Peppermint Candy.
This is another
addition by me or you?
This
is the same director as Burning.
Right.
South Korean.
So we've got his film Poetry on to be considered, and Peppermint Candy. And I haven't seen Burning. I still haven't seen Burning.
Based on what kind of films you like, I think you would love Burning. And Poetry does look very good, but what intrigues me about Peppermint Candy is it being an earlier film of his to some degree. That's 1999. So that could be quite interesting to see. I'm going to say, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to say.
I know. We've very arbitrarily made this difficult. It's
you gotta have fun with life, you know.
Yeah, this is on the outside for me. So if you want to put it on your, definitely, we'll come back to it.
I'm gonna say no, and the reason is because it looks like a little bit of a time travel thing. But that means that gives space for the other one, which Poetry I might be choosing as a definitely.
Put that in your definitely if you want to do that one. It sounds like
so that's okay. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Underground looks so fun.
I know. It comes very highly rated. This was one I kind of felt like this might be in your definitely.
I think it might be. I think it is.
And I left it off mine for that reason, but I would.
Yeah.
I am leaning towards it.
Yeah.
Out of the ones you've got in your definitely, I'm leaning towards that for sure.
I can see that. Y tu mama también.
This will be a tough one to leave off for me.
Yeah.
But I do think I have to leave it off.
Yeah. It is, it was a formative film for a lot of Mexican teens when this came out. I had a conversation with a guy from, I think, Mexico City, and he was living in Cabo, I think it was, and I was hanging out with him for a little while, and he was kind of telling me how much this film truly had a huge impact on kids at the time. So, yeah, it's one to watch. It is one to watch. The Cook, The Thief, The Wife, The Lover.
really highly rated. Now, as we're getting further in here, it was in the definitely range for me before, but I probably want to leave it off.
Yeah.
I believe people that say it's really good.
I do too. I believe them wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. The world according to
Garp. To Robin Williams. Garp. Zach. Garp. It's kind of one of those, like, forgotten gems, I feel like. I think people really cared about it when it came out. And it's one I just kind of feel like we would watch and go, like, you know what, people don't give this the due that it really deserves. But it's not a definitely for me.
Well, have you ever seen The Sting?
No.
So, I mean, even though you'd be putting Garp on there because it's later, Roy Hill, little less talked about. The Sting obviously being very popular. I haven't seen The Sting either.
Yeah, Garp's not an action or crime film or anything. It's just kind of a, dramedy.
Yeah. Did you catch Butch Cassidy yet?
No,
So
I'm
so good.
at this point I'm waiting for another screening of it.
But I do want to know, why was it on here?
Because
I'm just kidding.
You can throw it on the why it was on here.
Yeah. Just for fun. Vengeance is mine.
This is Michael Romer, who is a lesser known but very, very highly respected director. The Plot Against Harry, Nothing But a Man. And I am just infinitely curious about this. I see people rate it very highly, and this is going to go in my definitely.
Wow.
It's really caught my eye.
About time. Secrets and Lies.
This is the other Mike Lee, so we already put Naked on the list. I would say, why is it here?
It's one of those films that I'm blown away by. And I think to myself, why don't I give this 6 stars? The Holy Innocents.
What's going on here?
Well, let me tell you. Let me just tell you what is going on here. I have no idea. Absolutely no clue. Let's put this one. You know what's going to be so funny? One day we'll watch it and we'll go, wow, gold that we just overlooked. And sadly, we put, why is it in here? We put it in here because we didn't know it was gold. That's how it is. That's how it is. You don't see the glimmer in the dirt. You can start with this episode with that. You don't see the glimmer in the dirt sometimes. You got to dig Jarodowski's Dune.
Why is this on here?
Because this is a documentary about a filmmaker who's one of the most notorious, sort of underground, experimental, bizarre filmmakers.
Yeah.
He, of course, did The Holy Mountain. He did
El Topo.
And he is tasked with the vision, the visionary possibility of creating this rendition of Dune.
Yeah.
And it never gets made.
Yeah.
So people make a documentary about what it would have been had it been made. And it's supposed to be a fantastic documentary. I put it on here because we don't have any documentaries about films, as far as I know. And those can be fun. One recently came out that was fun. I did see it. Mega Doc. I've seen there's a couple other films, a couple other documentaries about films. There's one that is about a guy who tries to do shot for shot of Indiana Jones, which was fantastic. I think it's been on my list for a long time, and it's one that I will get to. Not feeling a vibe. So, why is it on here?
Yeah.
12 Monkeys.
You might ask, why is this on here? But Terry Gilliam, he's important to me and my family. No, it's not going on. But I'm curious, man. I want to know, how many monkeys does it take to make a good movie?
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen Fear and Loathing?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I haven't.
So good. So good. Not going on the list, but so good. What about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I thought about putting that because I've only seen like clips. I've never seen one of those movies in full.
Mm-hmm.
I've only watched Brazil from him.
Yeah.
And seen, those Monty Python clips. But I loved Brazil, and I will enjoy watching 12 Monkeys someday in the future. But
for you and your family.
Yeah. We'll all gather around.
You got to rewatch Monty Python at some point, and you definitely have to do whatever it was we just said.
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and
Yeah.
Loathing. With young,
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane. The lovers on the bridge.
What?
Did you include this?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
No
did.
way.
What do you mean?
No, you did not include this. I included this.
Did you? I think there were a couple that we overlapped.
Okay. Holy Motors on here? On the list? I mean, it's Holy Motors. Holy Motors is in our list already. So that'd be the second.
Yeah, it's in our list already.
Yeah, that would be the second
Yes.
film of his. This does look fascinating.
I know. It's like,
Let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Did he just come out with something, right? It was like some sort of like...
Has he?
Yeah, he came out with this film, It's Not Me. It's not too long, and I think it's like it's sort of like a collage of things. People did appreciate it they appreciated it when it came out, so that was last year. And I think it was at Cannes.
Yeah.
Or something, so...
I want to explore his filmography. Yeah, so we'll do that.
Someone said it's like watching Godard's History du Cinema, but for 42 minutes. And by a guy who you haven't seen Holy Motors yet. And I'm very excited about that.
Beep, beep.
The Company of Strangers.
Is
it in The Company of Strangers?
Oh, it's just The Company of Strangers. Yes, yes. Yeah, this looks like a cute little Canadian film about, some older women.
Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah. People seem to love it, though not many people have seen it.
Yeah. And it looks like it's like a fictional, it's like edited to be fictional, but it's actually like fairly real. It's actually just a group of women hanging out, but it's edited. The footage is edited together to become more of a story of some kind. I'm in favor of it.
You're in favor. It's a maybe for me.
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe for me.
It's a maybe. The New Land. Did I put this on here and then also watch the dang thing?
Yes. I think that's right. Yeah.
Well, I can only say that if I not watched it, it would have been one that definitely belonged on here. If not this one, then the one he does before, which is the first part, apparently. He's an incredible director. That, in this case creates a film that feels like for its time is putting you in the perspective of the pioneers. Yeah, really, really well done. Probably had an impact on the likes of Scorsese and those other guys. So definitely one to watch at some point.
All right.
The Two-Lane Blacktop.
This is just kind of a classic but unsung, road trip movie from the early 70s. It's notable for me because I first noticed it on the Critic A.S. Hamrah's top 10 Sight and Sound list. So that has made it one that I can't get out of my head. And it's a definitely for me.
Wow.
I want to know what the deal is.
Wow. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Down to two more. Portrait of a young girl at the end of the 60s in Brussels.
Yeah.
But we already have how many from Ackerman?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
She's got quite a few on Sight and Sound.
You gotta draw a line.
You gotta draw a line.
Gotta draw a line. Why is it on here? No, who knows? The Emperor's Naked. Army marches on.
So really interesting sounding documentary about, the political climate in Japan from the 80s. Mm-hmm. Director Kazuo Hara. A very interesting documentarian. It's not in my definitely's, but it's one to check out.
Yeah. Well, then why is it on here?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. We have 4, 9. We have 9 for sure's.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 from this selection here.
We'll make it in.
That's right.
Well, that's a nice even number. Do we want to deliberate or do we want to go back and forth and pick 3 each?
It's an easy number. It's an even number, so 3 from each of our definitelys. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I like that idea. That idea a lot.
I went first on our top 10s of the year, so I feel like you should go first.
So what am I doing? I'm deliberating which one to choose from my top, from my definitely.
I mean, from anywhere, really. You could
100%
reach down into the wire. Why are these on here?
That's a good point. Likely not going to do that. But that is a good point. Let me see. I'm going to say Hard to Be a God. Yeah. This is fun because you know what this is? We're choosing 3 that this is going to be, once we get to these 3 of each of ours, when we get to these ones,
we'll be responsible for them.
Yeah. You put me through this kind of thing.
I know. Okay. This is tough. Let me look. We're going to end up not having either of these Chinese films on here.
You don't know that. We can very well put one of them on there. Lily is, the image of Lily's looking at me here. She's like, add me to the list.
So I think I'm going with Miss 45.
Whoa. I absolutely love it. It's like the lowest rated film of all of these on Letterboxd. Absolutely love it. More appreciation to these films that may be ones you love. I'm going to go with, what I'm realizing here too is this takes us forever to get through these films, right? We've been working on this list for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And, there's films like Jane Dielman, which we're going to watch pretty soon, that have been just sitting there at the top of that list, right? This whole time. And just this point, we're just like, what is this thing? And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, if I picked something like Underground, I'm not going to get to it for possibly 2 years. And I've been wanting to watch it for a long time. I'm not going to choose it because I'm going to watch it instead.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to choose instead Throw Away Your Books and Rally in the Streets.
I love that pick.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, pop that up to the top.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Good.
Good pick. Okay. For this one, I think I'm going to go Incendies from Denis Villeneuve.
That's a great choice. It's a great choice. Because we don't have Denis.
No, he's not on the list.
He's not on the list. Yeah, he's not on the list. And so I love that. That's a good one. I think I then have to go with, ooh boy, what do I do? Wouldn't it be funny? I mean, how funny would it be if I picked one I've already seen? I could make you watch Dead Man's Letters, I could do that. That's something that I could do. What was one that you would absolutely did not care for at all? It just recently was on here. Oh my God.
What, you gonna make me watch Jodorowsky's Dune?
Yeah, right. That's the one. I'm gonna make you watch Jodorowsky's Dune. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one. No. Let's do, I'm really, Lily Forever is like, it's just like, it's like, I don't know if it's because it's like the full face on this picture is looking at me here, or it just seems intriguing. It's a bizarre title. It's just weird. And none of the other ones are calling out to me as much. And the thing is, the Kurosawa, we already have. Farewell, My Concubine, just so popular, It's just so popular.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with, oh my gosh. What a fun little, nasty little problem. This is the last film.
Yeah.
From each of us. These are our last picks.
Yeah.
This is no small matter here, folks. This is very serious, is what it is. Very, very serious.
We must be reminded that this is a list of 500 films that includes a silent film that we're waiting to watch because it has not gotten any kind of release beyond, a couple of screenings since it's been restored. And you don't want to watch it in the old version. It looks terrible. That being Rosita by Ernst Lubitsch. So all of this is arbitrary. You could practically count that as not being on the list. I don't know if we're going to ever get to watch that, if someone's going to bother to put that out. Just putting in perspective, the gravity of this choice.
Does that mean I can put one more on the list then?
Mm-mm. No, it does not.
All right. Well, then, for the sake of just total dart throw randomness here, let's go with Lilia, who's just calling out there.
All right.
Let's do it. Looks bizarre. I love it.
That's great. Okay, last one for me.
Actually, the description of it kind of was Wanda, sort of Wanda-esque, which we did a podcast on, and you can go back and listen to that. So he's deliberating here. He's thinking of the films that he chose here, as you can see. And his definitely was Exotica, Raise the Red Lantern. Which did I choose the other Chinese one from that? No, Farewell, My Concubine. In the realm of the senses, Show Me Love, Vengeance Is Mine, or Tulang Blacktop. That's likely what he'll be choosing from here.
Last one is going to be Vengeance Is Mine.
Wow.
That being the Michael Romare. There's another pretty well-known film titled Vengeance Is Mine.
There you have it, folks. The top 15 up there being added to the list, rounding it off to 500. 500 films, and then we'll share a link to that list on Letterboxd, which you can go and follow and check out.
You can see all of these films that we talked about today on a list on my Letterboxd, J. Brooks Young. And on Zach's, you can find the History of Film list. Do you want to read off those 15 that we're adding?
Yeah, those 15 that we ended up with by the end here was Akira, Cure, The Traveling Players, Halloween, Nobody Knows, Naked, Fargo. You had to have Fargo on there. Manila in the Claws of Light, The Lovers on the Bridge, Hard to Be a God, Miss 45, Throw Away Your Books, Rally in the Streets, Incendies, Lilia Forever, and Vengeance Is Mine. Wow. Not a bad selection. Look at all the films we didn't include. Just kidding.
Don't we look like dummies?
Such dummies. You didn't include that? I can't believe.
Sound off.
Yeah. Tell us what you hated.
You all had your chance to make suggestions, but...
Where did we go wrong?
The bell is rung.
Songs from the Second Floor. These things, maddening for every one of these. Anger.
Folks, make your own History of Film list. Send it to me.
Yeah.
We can read
Ours
each
is
other.
Unauthorized. We told you this.
That's what they're calling it.
That's we never said anything other than it was unauthorized. So that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll catch you next time with The Godfather?
Oopala.
We're going to talk about it. You know it. We know it. Let's have a conversation.
Let's.
All right. Take care of yourselves, folks, in the new year.
Till next time.
Catch you later. Peace.